The whispers started small, but they grew louder, sharper, until they became a roar that spread across boxing circles worldwide. Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated king who walked away from the sport with a pristine 50-0 record, was suddenly back in the headlines. Not for another exhibition spectacle against YouTubers or faded stars, but for something far more shocking: the possibility of returning to professional boxing at nearly 49 years old, with Terence "Bud" Crawford's name hovering as the most dangerous option. It's the kind of rumor that splits the room instantly. Some see it as foolish, reckless even, while others sense the lure of history. The intoxicating prospect of seeing whether the master of defense could still outwit the most complete fighter of this era, Joe Rogan. Never one to hold back when it comes to fight talk, was quick to pour cold water on the idea. He reminded fans that Mayweather's body is no longer the efficient machine it once was. Reflexes dull, endurance fades, and those tiny windows Floyd used to exploit with lightning precision don't stay open as long when you're pushing 50. Rogan argued that even getting through 12 full rounds would be a monumental task for Floyd at this stage, and that taking on a monster like Crawford would be more than a challenge. It could be a risk to his health. The energy expenditure, the footwork, the concentration required to neutralize someone like Bud isn't something you can summon at will after nearly a decade out of the true professional spotlight. For Rogan, this wasn't about disrespecting Mayweather's greatness. Quite the opposite. He acknowledged Floyd as one of the GOATs, a defensive wizard, a man whose ring IQ made him untouchable for 2 decades. But there's a difference between what Floyd was and what Floyd is now. A 48-year-old body doesn't recover like a 28-year-old's. The aura may remain, the skill set may still flicker in glimpses, but sustaining that brilliance against a prime, ruthless opponent like Crawford, that's a mountain Rogan doesn't believe Floyd can climb. Timothy Bradley, himself a respected former champion, went even further. He flat out said Crawford would whoop Floyd's ass. He pointed back to Floyd's struggles against Zab Judah, a southpaw who gave Mayweather real problems in the early rounds. Judah was fast, gifted, and tricky, but as Bradley reminded everyone, Judah was not Terence Crawford. Crawford, he argued, has everything Floyd hated to deal with: switch hitting ability, longer reach, granite chin, heavy hands, and the kind of adaptability that lets him tear apart opponents piece by piece. Bradley didn't mince words. Prime for prime, he believed Crawford could even have the edge. But here and now, in the present, it wouldn't even be close. Crawford would melt a 49-year-old Mayweather, brutally and without hesitation. And then came the wider question: why is Floyd even considering this? The man has nothing left to prove. His 50-0 record is etched into boxing history. He outclassed Canelo when Canelo was still raw, he humiliated Pacquiao after years of hype, and he picked apart legends like De La Hoya and Mosley. He's made more money than any boxer in history, so why risk tarnishing a legacy for one more payday, one more night under the lights? Is it competitive fire that itch no athlete can truly scratch? Or is it the allure of the spotlight, the gravitational pull of money and headlines? Rogan touched on another uncomfortable truth. Floyd in his pretty boy days was electric, aggressive, thrilling. But as he evolved into Money Mayweather, his style became safer, more calculated, and less exciting for the casual fan. He wasn't delivering knockouts, he was delivering clinics. Flawless, brilliant clinics, but clinics nonetheless. The excitement waned even as the respect grew. That's part of why his name still provokes debates. Was he the greatest or simply the smartest? Did his cautious style rob fans of wars, or did it prove his genius? The thought of him stepping back now doesn't just bring questions about his body, it brings questions about his image, his brand, his willingness to risk everything he carefully built. Other voices weighed in. Shane Mosley admitted Crawford's size and versatility would be too much. At 168 pounds today, Crawford is naturally bigger and stronger than the welterweights Floyd dominated. Mayweather's entire career was built on timing, precision, and angles, but Crawford combines all of that with raw power and relentless pressure. Oscar De La Hoya, meanwhile, tried to pump the brakes, reminding everyone of Floyd's flawless record and unmatched discipline. To him, Mayweather's greatness still stands apart, though even he conceded Crawford is among the most skilled of this generation. Then came Roy Jones Jr., who didn't hold back at all. He claimed Floyd's greatness was exaggerated, pointing out that many of Floyd's best wins came against fighters who were older, smaller, or already on the decline. Jones asked the blunt question, who did Floyd fight at their absolute peak? Outside of Canelo, his answer was no one. This is where the heart of the debate lives. Floyd Mayweather is undefeated, but was he truly unchallenged? Did he avoid the most dangerous fights until the timing was right? And even if that's true, does it matter when the record books tell the story of perfection? Terence Crawford, by contrast, has fought the best of his era in their primes and dismantled them. Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and most recently the man who Floyd once toyed with, Canelo Alvarez. Crawford didn't just beat them, he destroyed them. He made top-tier fighters look ordinary. That kind of dominance in today's era fuels the argument that Crawford isn't just great, he might be greater. And so we're left with this tantalizing, impossible matchup. Floyd Mayweather, the untouchable defensive genius who never lost. Terence Crawford, the ruthless technician who seems to have no weaknesses. Prime versus prime, it's a debate that may never have an answer. But right now, with Floyd creeping toward 50 and Crawford in his absolute prime, the answer feels brutally simple. Almost everyone agrees Crawford would dominate. Some even say he would stop Floyd, a thought that would have been laughed out of the room a decade ago. And yet here we are. The tragedy and allure of boxing is that time waits for no one. No matter how great, no matter how perfect, the years strip away speed, reflexes, hunger. Floyd Mayweather beat Father Time longer than most, but he cannot beat him forever. If he steps into that ring again against Crawford, the risk isn't just losing a fight. It's losing the aura, the mythology, the very thing that made him untouchable. For Floyd, the stakes aren't belts or money anymore. They're legacy, reputation, and the chance that his 50-0 masterpiece might end not with applause, but with doubt. But maybe that's what makes the idea so irresistible. Maybe Floyd wants to prove everyone wrong one more time. Maybe he needs to remind the world that greatness isn't just youth and reflexes, but discipline, mastery, and unshakable self-belief. Or just maybe he'll step too far, and Terence Crawford will show us that the torch has already been passed. So the question now falls to you. Do you believe Floyd Mayweather should risk his undefeated legacy by stepping back into the ring against Terence Crawford? Would you want to see it, or should Floyd stay retired and let the 50-0 record stand untouched? And if the fight did happen, do you think Crawford really has what it takes to finish what no man before him could? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more breakdowns of the biggest debates in boxing history.